Ooh, I'm excited because today we are gonna take this simple house and we're gonna create something spectacular together with landscaping. It's gonna be a budget-friendly design. It's gonna appeal to a lot of people out there. If you're a DIYer, you're looking for something to just spruce up your home. And best of all, this is a home that appeals to a lot of people. Not everybody's got a humongous house. And if you wanna have something to make your house, which might be kind of modest, stand out, this is gonna be a great video. We're gonna get right into the software. We're gonna start planting and creating this thing together, and you're gonna see how you go from bland to boom in about 5 minutes. Let's go. And if we haven't met, my name is Bobby K. I'm a professional landscape designer and general contractor. And by the end of this video, I'm also gonna tell you how much this design costs if you're gonna do it yourself, or if you wanna hire a professional company to come in and take care of it for you. So you can have time to go to the ball game, play with the kids, do whatever you do. Let's get right in here. So we got a top-down view right here. As you can see, here's the driveway, here's the home, and let's go into the perspective view, and boom, there's the house. So we built this in 3D already. As you can see, it's a pretty simple home. There's not much going on. It's got a nice flat facade. It's got the little porch, and then you got the driveway, which goes down to the street out here. So now what we're gonna do is show how you can take something like this and create something spectacular with something as simple as landscape beds. First tip I want to give is curves. You want to work some curves into a design like this. We've got such a flat and just kind of right angle-y thing going on. It really needs some love. I think in order to make this beautiful, we create some curvy beds that bring your eye and draw your eye over to certain points and pops in the design. And then we're going to fill it in. They want decorative gravel, this particular client. We're actually in Maine on this particular design. So that's like 5 to 8A planting zone. So we got to be careful with what we plant. But after we get the curves in, we're going to start to plant it. I'm going to start to show you how you put in this and that and make it pop, and then also something down at the end of the driveway to bring your eye all the way down the lawn so it pulls you into the entire presence of this property. So let's make some curves. Okay, so stop right here. The one thing you'll see me do is when I'm kind of putting this kind of SE curve together, I wanted to make sure after I came off of the foundation, because there's a gate right there with the chain link fence. You can't exactly put the bed right into the chain link fence unless you do some stepping stones. Most people don't want that. So we went right off the foundation, came out. I used a circle here to kind of give me that circle template to make sure that I got that nice hook. But as I came around, I continued gradually to do that curve and not bring it over and then stop it and do a straight line and then do the curve, because I want it to flow the entire way. So it's a subtle little radius, but it does make a difference when you're laying everything out. So you see we've got this beautiful sweeping curve. I might tweak this up a little bit, and then brought it over, and then I hooked it around and then cut it over to a part of the driveway. So as you're pulling up the driveway and as you're about at the spot right outside the garage where you open up your door, you're greeted by a landscape bed that's gonna have some pretty pops of color. You could bring this down a little bit more. You could go down the whole entire driveway and then hook it over and bring it right to the sidewalk if you wanted. But we've got about a $5,000 to $10,000 budget here. So I wanna make sure that I respect that and we stay within what we're gonna do. Now, I'm gonna drop in a bunch of plants and then we're gonna go over that, and I'm gonna tell you why I did certain things to pull off this look and make it look really spectacular. Let's go. Okay, so here's what I got going on in my head right now. And you know what? We're gonna finish the rest of this together. So I just wanted to speed it up. We've got a balance problem going on right here. Here's what I'm starting to see is we've got these anchor points. We've got these arborvitaes framing the 2 windows in the back, which I like. We've got these red twig dogwoods, which are framing where the pillars are. Okay, great. And then we're looking for little spots in between. This is lavender right here. It's got a native kind of flowy, beautiful flow. I think as you walk up to the door, it's gonna look really nice and greeting, and that's gonna be great. Over here, we've got a window that is pretty low to the ground. What I wanna do is I wanna put something in between there, but I don't wanna block the window necessarily. I wanna make sure that natural light gets in. So that's a tricky spot. So I'm struggling a little bit with that, but that's okay. You know, we're gonna figure this out. One thing we are doing is we're balancing. We've got the anchors, these points, and we've got the blue of this globe blue spruce as well as this blue fescue going on. So we've got the blues, we've got these yellows, we've got these greens, and then we've got a river birch as our big focal point, which is gonna go with the white. The creamy white bark of a river birch is gonna go with the columns and the fascia of the house and the trim. So I'm liking the color tones. What I'm not liking is how off balance this feels. So how we're gonna fix this is we're gonna create another bed on the other side of the driveway, and we're gonna take our little sweeping hook and we're gonna continue it through the driveway, almost like an invisible line, and then bam, hit the other side of the driveway and pull another bed over there. And we're gonna put something over there that balances out something in here and pulls it all together. That's how we're gonna make this thing look good. And then we may go down to the driveway and we could put some beds down here on the other sides where it flares out towards the sidewalk. I haven't decided that yet. I probably will, but hey, who knows? So let's figure out the curve of the bed, start to drop in some plants, then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna break this thing down a little bit more. Let's go. Quick pause. As you can see, I'm kind of doing my little dots and I'm floating around, and then I started to backtrack a little. I was like, I want to kind of put a hook in there. I may even curve a little bit more of this bed at the end. The point that I want to bring to you is if you're a DIYer, you're a design student, you're somebody who's considering kind of taking this on yourself, it's okay to struggle. I struggle all the time when I am designing, and it's because I'm thinking as I'm doing it, and I'm kind of reevaluating, is that the best move? Does that really look like I want it to look and how I think the client wants it to look? And it's okay to struggle. Take your time, enjoy the journey, realize that you're kind of pushing through something creatively when you're doing something like that, and that's okay. So we're gonna fix this up. I'm gonna drop in some plants, and then I'm gonna break this whole thing down and tell you how much it costs if you do it yourself and how much it would cost if you hire a company. And then we're gonna fire this thing off into Maryland, and they're gonna put it in. It's gonna be awesome. Let's go. All right, here we go. I think I found the purple flower. Purple flower, the perfect flower, the perfect purple flower, purple chicory or whatever. I wanted to go with a perennial. I did not want to block that window, so I found something that grows only to about 6 inches, which I think is perfect. It's going to give a burst of color. So I am incorporating this guy, purple wallflower, in different dead spots of the design that I think would be perfect. Maybe out in front of these boulders a little bit of a backdrop, and then just into some dead space. So let's go in there. Boom. Okay, as you can see now, we've got these beautiful purple flowers. These look pretty tall in the design. They really only get 6 inches to a foot, so they're gonna be perfect for that window over there. And look at the burst and the pop of color. As you're pulling up that driveway and you start to see that, you're gonna be pretty happy when you come home. And now it also works off of the lavender, and it works off of just anything. So take it in. What we've done is we've balanced out our design. I wanted to go 2 river birches. I'm a big river birch guy. I think it will work perfectly here. It anchors and frames on both sides of the house. We pulled the arborvitae from the other spot over to this spot. We put some dogwoods. We brought them over here. We took the blue fescue. We put them over here. See what I'm doing? I'm taking similar things, one side, the other side, color theme, bringing it all together, and now, boom, you got a pop. And that house that was boring and bland, now it's got some definite potential. This is a showstopper. So, how much would it cost if you were to do just this part here? And of course, you can put a bed down by the driveway, and I might do that for the final reveal, but all in with the rock edging that's gonna have to go along here to contain that rock, and I'll slip that in. The plants, the trees, you're going to be in, let's say around that 5,000 marker. That's about what it's going to cost in materials with the fabric, the edging, the boulders, the trees, the plants, the shrubs, blah, blah, blah. If you pay a company to do this, I think you can tack on about 6 to 7 grand. So you're in that 10 to 12 marker. That's what it costs to do this. So we just went from plain Jane to wham bam, thank you ma'am, all in about 5 minutes if my editor did it right. Hopefully. You like these kind of videos? Go check this one out. This is another really good one. This is Bobby K saying creation is everything, so go out and create. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next one.